On Tuesday, we also had the Noah the New Year card, and this was headlined by Kota Ibushi taking on Naomichi Marufuji. And this was a match that drew a lot of attention because of Kota Ibushi's performance in this match. So this was one where I woke up on Tuesday morning and my plan was to set out and watch this card. And before I could even start, I was getting messages from people about, oh my God, Kota Ibushi, he had no business being in this ring. And so that's what I'm going into. And I watched the entire card and I get to this main event. And I'm assuming, like, if I am seeing all of this, that this had to have just been a disaster. Like, did he get hurt in the first couple of minutes or something? So when they go 33.5 minutes and I'm watching this, and first of all, as soon as Kota Ibushi walks out, I mean, he just does not look like a guy that has been able, I would assume, to do a whole lot of training. Like, he doesn't look anywhere in like the physique that you associate with Kota Ibushi. And I'm sure he's been extremely limited with like cardio and everything. And then as the match is starting, like, he's got a tear coming down his eye. And it was just a really tough performance to watch of somebody whose body was just not there. The speed that you associate with Ibushi, just the quick reflexes, all the little things that add up to make this really special performer was not there. And he is just trying to gut his way through anything. You could sense Marufuji was as much just trying to get something going here. And there was no rhythm to this match. They got nothing what was clicking. And it seemed the audience was aware of this. The broadcasters were trying to cover for this, that, you know, this is a chess match and this is it's a psychological game. And, you know, just, he was slipping here and there. And then you see him execute this moonsault to the floor and his ankle is giving him tons of problems. Afterward, it was noted that he was sent to the hospital and had issues with both ankles. And I guess he had posted an interview that drew some attention about a week ago that he was likely hurt going into this as well. But it was, man, a really tough performance to watch. A guy that, I mean, he was in the main event and kind of just pushed himself through. But like, this is something we talk about quite frequently, way of like these performers and kind of knowing their limits. And there's going to be more examples of this than the latter, your Wes Lees, that are going to realize, I can't go through with this. My body is not capable of pulling this off. And here was someone just pushing the limits of his physical abilities. And it did not turn out well. And I can't say like the audience was not mad at this. It more so was just like it was just sad to see somebody in this state, and you hold a Kota Ibushi to such a high level that people were just, obviously it was very glaring.
Mm-hmm. I feel in combat sports and in professional wrestling, like they're traditionally, I feel, you know, we really do sort of value the sort of gutsy performance of somebody maybe coming in with an injury and then gutting out you know, some semblance of a match, or maybe even a good performance. And
Cody Rhodes, I mean, kind of made his WWE tenure off of that, which was, you know, completely different circumstances, but in some, like, the same mentality.
And I have no doubt that the performers themselves, you know, when they're dealing with an injury, feel like that's what they're capable of. You know, yes, I might be injured heading into this match, but I'm going to gut this out, and I'm going to give the crowd what they deserve. And thus Kota Ibushi coming out and deciding to wrestle a 30-minute match with an existing ankle injury, only to injure the other ankle as well. I think you have to draw the line, you know, if you're the promoter, if you're whatever, you know, physician that might be involved in clearing these wrestlers, to be able to say you're not capable of giving the audience what they deserve. In fact, you're really kind of tarnishing the reputation of not just yourself, but the entire promotion by carrying on with this type of match. If you're going to do the match, cut down the length, you know, work with the handicaps. Don't try to go and wrestle your usual style. Don't execute a golden triangle moonsault off of one good ankle. It was hard to see, and this unfortunately is sort of like a bit of an exclamation point on what has been a very notable just sort of almost concerning, I would say,
decline. I mean, he has not been the same since he's come back. He's just not been the same. And it's been somewhat I wouldn't even say camouflaged in some of these like multi-man matches and like blood and guts, but it was evident. I think like all the times we have seen him, like you have seen that you know, this was not the same Kota Ibushi. Like that time off, that injury, it did a number on him, and he is probably dealing with more. He needs an extended time away to handle all of this and see where he's at. I mean, there's only so much that we can judge based on just what we see in front of the camera. Of what these last 2.5 years have been for him. So that was unfortunate, but there was some really excellent stuff on this show. And I did do a whole rundown of the card on my audio news update on Tuesday, if you want to check that out. But the GHC championship match with Keno and Manabu Soya, well worth going out of your way to see. Tomohiro Ishii against Masa Kitamiya was an excellent match. And the opener, which was a 3-way elimination match for the GHC junior heavyweight tag title match, was some of the stuff that they pulled off, in particular, Ninja Mac, whose gymnastics base is phenomenal. Some of the stuff that they were pulling off and the speed at which they were going, it was breathtaking. I would encourage you just to watch this, of some of the ambitious high flying that you got in this opener as well with the 6 involved. So that was Noah's the New Year card, and traditionally like their big show. They did over 5,100 people. This is the same show Shinsuke Nakamura headlined last year. So not at the same spotlight that had, but still this was above the 2022 show that Noah did as well. This was at the Ariake Arena.